Alright, hello. Welcome to Nexus Gaming Series Season 19. Today we are casting Heroic Division 9 to 5 versus Blue and the Beta Males. We're going to Towers of Doom. This is a map that Blue and the Beta Males have picked. Sorry. And we're starting draft already. I know I barely showed the band map screen for a second there, so I'll just talk about it. We will not be seeing Dragonshire, Volskaya Foundry, Sky Temple, or Cursed Hollow. Let's see what this first ban is. Dahaka on Towers of Doom. Dahaka's been like getting picked more often than Blaze, I feel like, at least in the ban phase too, which is kind of strange. I thought they just nerfed some of his talents and buffed some others, but overall, I don't know if he's gotten like a buff in the recent meta, if you will. So we see the Lost Vikings ban, which is it's a very good map for the Lost Vikings in the ability to stall or cap the objectives. And the Anduin ban. And the immediate Suko ban. I feel like that's a ban everybody can relate to. Nice scouting from 9 to 5. Now Linehouse doesn't have a hero to play. Are those Linehouse's heroes? Dahaka and Anduin? So 9 to 5 gonna pick up Joe. The first lock Joe. Which is interesting. You know, you can definitely pick some DPS into Johanna that burn her shield. But you could say that about first picking many things, you know. Just have to play around it. Okay, and then they Blue and the Beta Males picking up Stitches and Vala. Now, I think this team has played off-lane Stitches before. So I wonder if that's their tank. That is their tank player. So I'm just going to assume that it's a tank Stitches. The Orphea and the Lucio. So two very strong heroes on their own. Orphea's pretty good with Johanna as far as following up combos. Oh, you like both of those guys? Well then, cheer for both of them. My favorite thing is to cast a match where they're very evenly matched, you know, so anything can happen. I love it when a series goes to 3 games. It gets very intense. And then they're going to ban the Zul'jin for the third one. So I think 9 to 5 has played a lot of Zul'jin. I don't think they've dropped the game yet. With that Zul'jin. So that's some good scouting. And then the Oriole ban. Everybody's playing Oriole right now. You watch any game that's being played, they're banning Oriole. She's a little overtuned at the moment. And yes, I'm eating. Sorry if you're hearing eating noises. I just stopped fasting 10 minutes ago, so... Leoric and Malthael, or sorry, Malfurion are two interesting picks. Malfurion can be really good. One of the things I don't like about Malfurion is that his shit is hard to land. He goes and he doesn't have a true cleanse. However, his utility is very unique. He can give mana, it's cleansing 5 people, you don't even have to be near them. Let's see. And so 95 is going to finish out their draft with Rexxar and Tychus. Rexxar is very good all-around hero. Misha's probably a pretty good target for Leoric to suck with their spooky hand. But we'll just see how they both execute the offlane there. Okay, so here it is. It's either offlane Stitches or offlane Garrosh. That's a double tank. I feel like it's kind of a signature thing for blue and the beta males here. And it's kind of funny that they're going double tank into the Tychus. But we'll see what happens, you know? Have fun with it. Mike Ike, gonna tell me again with the Rexar builds. Look, one of my favorite things about HOTS is that nothing's truly set in stone. Lots of people can make different talents work. I'm not saying that's like every single talent, but I just think this game is cool in that way. Stitches and Mouth is a pretty good combo. Okay, you guys are getting the rare cam stream. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce 9 to 5. We've got FF Uwu Fitting on the Johanna, Zombie Boss HD on the Orphea, Ferret 102 on that Lucio, Mark on the Tychus, Mike Ike on the Rexar. And for blue and the beta males, we've got Kalel on the Malfurion, Gibbs on the Garrosh, Eternal Blue on the Stitches, and Canny, I totally know that hero, on the Vala. Alright, so let's take a look at these talents. We've got not Wrecking Ball, Unrivaled Strength, which is the farther toss. It looks like he tried to toss there, but Johanna used the trait. Garrosh has already gone down. Jo gets hooked. She already used trait. She took a tower shot. Vala's striking away, and that Hungering Arrow is going to finish her off. So that's a 1-for-1 on the tanks. Vala already has 17 stacks. Okay, I haven't seen this in a while, but Party Mix Lucio is in the house. And this is going to be pretty deadly, on point for the Orphea. 90% extra damage, massive hook onto the Orphea. She can only go a certain direction with that mouth root. The stun from the Garrosh is not going to connect. She's going to jump right over it. 40 seconds to feed, called the farm. And this is Sleep Root, in case you didn't see that already. Hook goes onto a minion. We see the double blinds from the Jo. Grenade Tychus. Gibbs always felt at home on that team. Okay. Well, it's 1-to-1. Game's very early. Both teams taking their camp at almost exactly the same pace. Insane. Hardly a second difference. Okay, toss onto the Johanna, who has trait. Is not going to get slept rooted. Garrosh's taking a lot of damage. Massive hook onto the Lucio. Unfortunately, they don't have throw. There was a stun, but Vala can't really step up. The hyper carry Vala with double tank is kind of funny. Normally, you see hyper carry Vala with double stitches. I mean, sorry, double healer. Double stitches. Throwing the Jo out this time. They're trying to clear the camp as best as they can. Vala's blinded right now. Sorry about the lag. Hook misses. Both waves crashing a bit here on these towers. Level 4's online. We do see Indomitable. I've been seeing quite a few Garroshes not take this. I feel like this is very important in order for you to both escape and gap close, because he can be a pretty telegraphed hero. Johanna looking for the Condemn here. Gets it onto the Garrosh. She gets thrown in. She slaps now. She used her trait already. Going to blind the Vala, but missing, actually. I believe Stitches picked up this wave mid. Party Mix is almost done. And that's Hold Your Ground. Pretty good combo. Hook misses. And both altars getting traded out at the top. Orphea trying to cap. Garrosh keeping tabs. Leora getting prio here on this rotation. Rexar is not too far behind. And both teams are going to be level 6 for this big fight. Kenny taking some damage there, but getting healed back up. Misha being an extra body to provide that frontline support, and they're just gonna give it to him. They're gonna play a little safer. They have to play a little far back with the stitches. Party mix getting finished out. Leo, I didn't realize he didn't take that yet. So, there's that. The real question is how long till either offlane attack. Anyone else? Okay, hook onto the Orthea. Oh, the root just barely misses after she was low. Minigun onto the stitches. Stitches said, no, that's my help. And they're just taking their camp. They're really showing their dominance here. Okay, he's still mounted. He's got the throw. No, he doesn't have the throw. Lots of micro interrupts onto that garage. And Rexar was here to help invade. Leoric said, you know what? I'm just gonna keep soaking. And no harm, no foul. The pumpkins didn't actually go in. And they're a little bit leading on experience there. It's more of a morale thing, it looks like. We're just gonna take your shit. We're gonna take that first objective. Lighthouse forgot to cap his own. I mean, maybe he was like, oh, I accidentally interrupted. Okay, massive hook and throw onto the Tychus. And you know what? Just having an auto-attack Vala, there's just not enough burst there. Double tank, auto-attack Vala. She's going to be scaling. Hook onto the minion. And they're going to want to clear these pumpkins before moving to any sort of objective. Condemn onto the double tanks. Vala doing their best to try, but the pumpkins do end up coming in. Hook hits another minion. Alright, it's still 1-1. Both offlaners coming down. Joe getting thrown out. It's not always advisable to throw the enemy tank into your team, and Gibbs seems to know this. So Leoric's going to get this interrupt onto the backline. There's two separate fights here. Mark hitting very, very low on that Tychus. That would have been Subdue Quest, but they took Hold Your Ground, which is very important against the Garrosh. Free Misha. That's experience. Tychus fully backed. But do they know that? No. So they're going to cap. Free stall. Blind hook doesn't connect with anything. Leoric going for the wave. And so that gives 9to5 the opportunity to just walk right up. And they're going to get this next objective. Possible miscommunication there in terms of positioning, leaving the objective, and walking up. Level 10s are online for both teams, so we're going to see Warlord's Challenge, Entomb, Rain, missing a few. And then we're going to see Falling Sword, Crushing Jaws. What is this? Oh, it's Misha's basic attack damage, High Five, and the laser. These are a bunch of ults that I feel like are not the most popular ults. Gibbs getting minigunned to all heck. Falling Sword going out. Crushing Jaws going out. Crushing Jaws not gonna hit, but Falling Sword is. And there's a Gorge onto the Tychus. But the damage is down here, so that's not gonna do a ton. In fact, it's going to get Stitches killed. The laser is hacking away at Leoric's health. He's gonna be able to walk out. Massive throw onto the Lucio, who's eating tower shots, but he gets the high five off for the heal. And that is a 2 for nothing in favor of 9to5, and they're going to take the camp again. It was strategic. Oh, and we've got a pause. So. Oh. Hey, Dark. You know what? I would call it the best game. But it's a very abandoned game. So. Looks like one of the players had to step away. They didn't say why. Likely something urgent, so we'll sit here for a couple minutes, see if they come back. Maybe they got a kid or a dog. I know sometimes people's dogs get out and they're like, fuck. And then they have to go get their dog outside. I hope you have a nice sleep, Dark. And I hope you haven't been getting addicted to caffeine. I mean, it's not the worst thing, but, you know, it comes with other side effects. DoorDash? Oh, that's you. No, they're playing Hearthstone? There's a game that I've been wanting to try, called Bazaar. It's out now? Maybe it's like open access, open beta or whatever on the 5th. It's another like what are those called? Oh my god. It's auto battler. That's what that's called. You know, it's like Hearthstone. Yeah, I've been seeing people stream it too. I just haven't gotten around to it. Good morning, Ryder 6489. What do the numbers mean? Somebody said they're using a build from Icy Veins. I cannot comment. Except the talents they take are the talents I take, so I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's see. For those talents, those ults that were being held in the game, that was Stitches and Malfurion, they picked Gorge and Twilight Dream. So, oh, it looks like the player's back, so we'll get back into it. They're calling ready, doing the countdown. And I can't call ready because I can't type in the chat in the game. There we go. Alright, so we ended with a 2-0 in favor of 9 to 5. They took the camp. I mean, you might as well call this their camp now, because I don't think... Oh yeah, Blue and the Beta Males got it once in the beginning. So, next objective coming up is a solo objective on the bot side here. Let's just take a look at the structure damage here. Top's pretty even. Mid, they're missing a tower. Bot, they're missing a tower. And almost the whole gate. Even talent tiers, though, 13 is nowhere. Okay, massive hook onto the Thea. There's no way she lives. The Falling Sword actually saves her from the root. Twilight Dream's pretty massive, and I do like the Gorge onto the Johanna after they burn all of their ults. She has the mount! And the Hungry Arrow finishes her off. I didn't see about the Entomb, but Rexar is getting massive value here. And you know what? 9 to 5 can kind of afford this because they've gotten so many earlier objectives. I do like the number 89. And I kind of guessed that's why 64 was in your name. Okay, hook onto the gate. And Rexar's actually grabbing this camp now. Very sneaky. Okay, now Lucio can— What?! What did I just witness?! The push off to dodge the root? Okay. I'm taking notes. I would have stayed out. I would have been like, I can't go back in. Good weight on the stun by the Rexar. Linehouse gonna get the spooky hand. Gonna kill the Misha. That's a lot of tower shots, but the pumpkins are going in now. So level 13's online for both teams. That's big hook for Stitches. Doesn't actually connect with anything though. Johanna's not afraid. Having hold your ground. Falling Sword, Crushing Jaws, Laser, into the fray, out of the fray actually. Misha is the one that gets hooked. A valiant sacrifice, except she lives. She gets high-fived and she lives. Looks like the overall damage composition for Blue in the beta, they just need a little more burst. Okay, these hooks have been insane, but the high fives, okay. So he's turning around, wants to be in the root. The root actually dies. The Twilight Dream is really good to actually get Gibbs out of trouble. And the Entomb, it seals Tychus's fate. Johanna goes down. Okay. Lucio able to get that burst healing off. I don't think Blue in the Beta Males is going to let Rexar have this objective, though he was channeling it. Garrosh going to cap that bottom one. Voila, artillery away. That's totally weird. And now they get to have their camp.
Mine. The Raven Lord will not keep me.
Still slight experience lead for 9-5. That should mean something. Should an objective appear around that talent tier, which I suspect it might. So 2 pumpkins crashing into the tower. Looks like one... Oh! Okay, gets interrupted by the grenade, but finishes the job. So, Rex are having prio here very often, not letting blue or red team do what they want to do. Leoric misses the spooky hand, dies. Hook lands on the Misha. I do like this Rexar pick into the stitches. This is blue team's camp. Okay, good hook onto the Joe. She pops the Iron Skin. Do we see the root come out? Okay, because Iron Skin lasts a little longer, like, I saw that they had the patience for the root, but she still had Iron Skin for a little while. Hook, not connecting either. Okay. Gorge onto the Johanna and gets the falling sword out before she gets rooted. And Misha's in there. Misha gets thrown. Hopefully that's a dead Misha unless they have no damage. And they're taking the whole fort with a laser? This is illegal. Okay, level 16s are online. That's going to be a big difference for both teams. They both get their percent damage. Orphea gets this 3%, which is big into double tank. And Vala gets this 4%. Oh, I forgot they nerfed it. Okay, hook into the bush. Blind hook doesn't quite connect. They want this fort back. Orphea getting that wave. So, the experience gap is just going to widen just a little here because they're going to be... I like the usage of Falling Sword thus far. The throw is massive. Yes, this is why. This is why it's so good here. Oh, that Crushing Jaws is massive! The Tyke is getting thrown. There's no way she makes it out of this. Okay, that's a really... Oh, there's another good hook. That's all they need. And the root connects too after the slow. Okay. 18 to 21. That was massive. They really needed that to turn the map back to half red. So, 9-5 is going to get their camp. Blue and the Beta Males getting their fort back. We'll see how much this gets. Is it going to get ignored? 9-5 has been doing a good job covering mid lane for their offlaner as necessary. Shouldn't always be necessary, but shit happens.
Rise again.
Okay, we do end up clearing that camp out. And this wave may not get soaked. Okay. Looks like Lucio's gonna soak a little bit of it. Or not. Not gonna pick up any of those globes. And each team is going to play around the objectives because they are up. They're 5v5. They're even talent tiers. Hook onto Misha. Kill the Misha. She's been so good. Okay. They both cap. But I have a feeling they're going to still be looking. Okay, that was close. I feel like they saw the Garrosh there. And they're checking every bush. These pumpkins are getting cleared. Now this is split here for 9-5, so the tanks are looking. The laser dodged the hook. That's insane. Okay, and the falling sword cleans up the root. No way that laser dodges the hook. Okay, good into the fray to save the Malfurion, but I don't know if Garrosh is going to get saved. He gets saved by the hook. Dude, TM and Tomb! Dude. This is great. Okay, hook not connecting. Both teams level 2019. Level 19, level 20. Very close. Looks like it might come to blue and the beta males sooner. And we do see Lyra going this auto attack build. He's about 2/3 done. And I just realized this is in the Rhythm Tychus. And we don't see these bigger percent talents. We see the overkill talents. So they might be going... They're probably going overkill level 20. The wave clears better on the side of 9 to 5. As you can see, Orphea just deleting the wave. And 2 objectives are spawning mid and bot. Blue is taking their camp. And that's going to be some pressure during this objective. Now Rexer's on the way. Leo's just going to stall here. I have a feeling he's in a little bit of trouble, but he should have his Wraith Walk to get away. Now Furion is the one capping. Hook's not connecting on anybody. Leoric does die to the Falling Sword. The Gorge gets popped. And Lucio dies too, so that's a 2-for-1. Misha's actually the one getting thrown, stunning the Vala. But the Vala does finish off the Misha, and Garrosh is quite low. Oh my goodness, that chasing auto. Oh no. Oh no, the laser value. Laser value is insane this game, and Orpheus just going to cap. The overkill! I can't believe that. That was insane. That laser was sick, actually. They could have just dodged since they obviously knew it was coming. I mean, sometimes when you try to dodge a hook, you, like, dodge into the hook. You know what I mean? Or, like, you try to turn your character, but you just don't turn it enough because, like, you've predicted it wrong. Like, there's so many things that could happen. So I love it because the laser hitbox is, like, huge, right? So, like, of course it's going to hit the laser. And it's blue team's camp. That's their camp. Doesn't belong to blue and the beta males. And these waves are getting pushed out. So this gate is, sorry, dropping pretty low. Top is getting pushed out, and they don't want these pumpkins to go in, but unfortunately they have walked up. And sometimes in this situation, you want to just give it to them so you can get it back. But they opted to not do that. They can probably hold it. It has okay health. And this wave is getting pretty big up there. The towers are probably gonna die. Probably both of them are gonna die. Not a lot is happening down here. Just fishing. Gone fishing. Okay, Joe's onto the Vala. And there's massive silence and tomb onto the Orphea, but Leoric ends up dying. Twilight Dream getting cancelled by his teammate just to get him out of position. Or out of... Not out of position. You know what I mean. Okay, Q missing onto the Malfurion. Now Orphea is still taking tower shots. Stitch is getting stunned. Vala actually finishing off that Orphea is insane down the tank. And Leoric.
Lay claim to the altars. Do not
So 2 altars are up here. I have a feeling they're just going to give. We'll see. Because playing in this hook range is very dangerous. But the Falling Sword does come out. The Rain of Vengeance comes out. Misha's stunning the Vala. And it looks like they're not... Oh, and they get the Rexar. Vala's currently blinded. Oh, goodness. Oh, and they had to fight for this because they have the whole fort. And this altar is death. So GG's getting called. And that is the end of the first game here. Wee. Sorry, I upped my DPI recently, so I've been kind of like scrolling around. Hi, Dark Knight. Thanks for the raid. Hope your cast went well. I was watching the one that had brain cell mates. That was pretty good. Is that the same one? Take a look at the stats here. And we see auto attack Vala with top dam. Unsurprising. We see laser overkill Tychus. Not far behind. Johanna always does so much damage. Really well played by 9 to 5 and Blue and the Beta Males. I loved seeing Bear. She barely died. Which was amazing. and falling sword and laser. They use these really well. Knowing that the only damage they have is Vala, and Vala has to be in range, they really shut down this Vala. I mean, she was getting picks here and there, but you know, with the double blind, with the laser, with Misha even, they made it pretty difficult. And they've already made the other lobby, where it looks like we're going to Infernal Shrines. Let me update the score here. I don't know who picked it, but oops. Hee hee. Let's not look at the screen. I felt like that game was kind of fast, but it's already almost at the hour. So this is a best of 3. This could be the last game. There could be another game. And so 9 to 5 right now in the Heroic Division standings. They are 3rd place. They've done well. Looks like we'll get into the draft pretty quickly. Everybody's in the lobby. We've called R. Oh, my little NGS command isn't working. Sad face. Anyways. Okay. Let's see. Heroes that are pretty popular on this map are Mephisto. Sometimes people like to take Diva for the point. They like to take Tychus, even Alex Straza. Stukov's another good one. Sometimes I see Deckard, Tassadar, Hogger. The Auric's good here. And they're just banning out the heroes they don't want to play against. Which you see kind of often. Same bans, just in a different order. For blue and the beta males, banning Stukov and Zul'jin again. And then 95 is banning Dahaka. And we'll see what else they ban. I'm unsure what 9 to 5's logo is supposed to mean. Somebody tell me. Hogger. It's a little silly, but the reason people like to ban Hogger on this map is not because he can solo camps and whatnot, but because he has like a little infinite spin onto the objective where he can just like kill the little monkeys and go in a rectangle. And it's like, it's not hard to kill him. It's just he's moving the entire time. You cannot CC him, so you just have to right click him. And we see Junkrat getting picked up. He's also popular on this map with the ability to play over the wall, high disruption with Boop and Trap. Might see another Stitches. Stitches is another good combo with Junkrat. We didn't see a ton of Stitches mouth combos in that last game. But the Falling Sword mitigated a ton of that. Like working 9 to 5, like the song. Yes. Okay. Kind of literal then. I just wasn't sure because like the logo has like the Rosie the Riveter thing going on, you know? I wasn't sure if like 9 to 5, Rosie the Riveter. Anyways. We're seeing the same comp. Yeah, see Rosie the Riveter, yes. Okay. Just like women's empowerment. Ooh. Same comp from 9 to 5. They're picking Joe and Orphea. I believe that's in the same order too. And they're banning the Leoric. Blue and the Beta males picked up Diablo and Anduin. And looking over at 9 to 5, we already kind of see if they go that Q build again, they're going to have that percent damage, which is going to be easier to take Diablo down. Tychus ban. Okay. It's a very good ban on the side of Blue and the Beta Males. You don't want level 1% damage for that Diablo. Don't think about it too hard. Yeah, I was thinking about it way too hard, man. And Rhaegar and Sylvanas are getting picked up for 95. Solid heroes. I wonder if this game the Johanna Ghost was a shield. Now, if Diablo takes Apocalypse, I could see there being another Falling Sword. But, you know, Falling Sword's probably good into Light Bomb, too. Okay, Diva and Mephisto. These two I did call out earlier. As far as being good for the map. Bomb on the point, playing over the wall. Likely to see an offlaner here. Offlane stitches for the Mephisto. What are they gonna take? Vikings! Wait a second. That's awesome. I don't know how good it is, but they also have percent damage later if they take Nordic Attack Squad. So. What a fun draft. I'm excited. Ooh, let me start a prediction for you guys. It's gonna be 5 minutes long. Bet your limes, please. Every time I make a prediction, only one person bets, and they always bet wrong, so I just take their limes away from them. Okay. I'm going to introduce 9 to 5. We've got FF Uwu Fitting on Johanna again. Ferret 102 on the Rhaegar with the coolest skin. Mike Ike with Pajama Vikings. Mark on the Sylvanas. And Zombie Boss HD on the Orphea. Both with the default mount.
10 seconds.
And for Blue and the Beta Males, we've got Linehouse on that Diva, Eternal Blue on the Junkrat, Kenny on the Mephisto, Gibbs on the Diablo, and Kalal on that Anduin. Let's take a look at the talents. Soul Shield, we've got Q build Mephisto, High Burst, High CDs, Full Metal, another Q build Orphea game, Bribe Vikings, Wolf Rhaegar, and Double Blinds Joe's the strongest talent. She eats the trap with her trait, which is great. Doesn't get flipped and then queued, just flipped. And so they're bursting down this Diablo pretty fast. Mephisto's saying, I want to do damage. In a tight spot, gets the pull. Seemed a little preemptive, but sometimes you never know. And sometimes you're just like, get the fuck out. I don't want you there. The power of Anduin. Okay, good combo onto the Joe. She pops her trait. Both lanes getting cleared out. Vikings able to double soak, but we'll see how they match with the Diva. Rhaegar's actually looking here mid. Looks like they're trying to punish the Joe a little more. They've got a little more damage this time around, having Junkrat and Mephisto instead of just Mala. And so they're taking their safe camp, and Blue is taking this bottom camp. I'm kind of surprised I didn't see Red Team contest this here. But this is the safe option. It's almost guaranteed. Almost. Trait does get popped. Diva is here, and you know, this is the perfect time for Red Team to invade because Blue Team has Vikings, but Diva's actually on the camp instead of fighting, so it's not actually a 4v5 anymore. And Mephisto was a little deep. Getting hit by those Orphea Qs are massive. 90% increased damage at the tip. And Mephisto always wants to play the distance, right? So you have to be landing those. So they do end up taking their camp. The Master of Camps Condemn onto the Junkrat, lays the trap there. Almost actually dies because they walk back into the Orphea queue. And we can see why they've picked Orphea twice. They are landing those 90% on points. And so Mephisto has to come down here and do some wave clear. And this camp's getting picked up by Sylvanas and Balog. And it looks like this is going to be W build Diablo. Johanna's backing here. Junkrat starting this camp, getting a boop on it. D.Va's looking a little lonely up here. Wants to save the bomb for the point. Is going to queue away. And Vikings be able to soak every lane. They're a level up. Especially because D.Va went down to contest and invade. So probably dropped a bit of soak. And they're doing this fast. Junkrat's having to deal with the Vikings too. And I guess they want a D.Va for the point. But are they actually going to fight for it is the question. So D.Va's on it now. Full health. Has bomb. Mephisto going in. Doesn't land the Q. But has 11 stacks. Level 7s are online now. With that level lead from the Vikings. We see more wolves. Spin to win. That E-Quest. The anti-heal. 35% on Joe. She does take hold of ground again. Bigger shields. Okay. Stun. Flip with the D.Va bomb. Orphea. Half health. We'll see how she fares. Linehouse just right-clicking her. Gets the mech actually interrupted by the Condemn. And gets Desperate Prayed. Big combo onto the Sylvanas. Uses her E to dash to the other side. Coil says, get the fuck out. Diablo still wants to fight though. So no. I'll die when I want to. The anti-healing is doing work actually. Because okay, this is an Arcane Punisher. The first Punisher goes to blue and the Beta Males, which you would almost expect in a full 5v5 while Vikings are still laning. So Joe eating... Oh no, the bite! The bite into the Junkrat trap, but actually the interrupt on Diablo prevented him from flipping over. And they're just gonna destroy this Punisher. They only get the gate. And Vikings going to, I think, bribe this camp here, but Junkrat's got good wave clear. It's getting quite a bit of this tower, though. Looks like they want to keep going up here. It's a good stun onto the Sylvanas, but Mephisto single target dam, you know. This team is very good about being on top of camps. Not only are they good at being on top of camps, they're good at stealing camps. Invading camps, taking the neutral camp. Level 10s are online for them first. And they do go the Blessed Shield. And we see play again, Ancestral, Mind Control, Crushing Jaws. And Mephisto is kind of looking in. I wonder, okay, Diablo getting mind controlled, getting blessed, getting pulled. It's a lot of high CDs, but that's 2 ults, and I think that means they want to go in. So Diablo's in there. He's on the point. He wants this. Massive Durance. Massive Riptire. Diablo does end up dying. Orphea gets rooted. And that's a 3-for-1. Diablo has souls, so it's like a 3-for-1 and a lower CD. That was a good opportunity for them to recognize they used all of these tools. Let's go. Like, and they got level 10 right then, so kind of clutch in as far as timing, knowing that you're going to get your ult. It would have looked really bad if they didn't have ults, because blue didn't use all of their ults. They didn't use Crushing Jaws there. They used Ancestral there. I'm gonna get that wall. Mephisto wants to do dam. And now the experience looks a lot more even. There's a lot of big ults happening there. By the way, that was Light Bomb, Micro Missiles, Durance, Lightning Breath, and Riptire. As soon as the camp pops up, they're on it. Red team's on it too this time. Vikings are playing pretty safe here. I wonder if the one time Gibbs says, I have souls I can die to be worth it. I hear a voice in my head. Okay, Mephisto's almost done with that quest. Vikings have quite a few globes. 39 globes. And this is stacking Junkrat. So, like I said, last game we didn't have enough damage. Not this game. We have 2 chaotic damage dealers. Oh, and that's kind of a... Oh, the mind control. I like it. To kind of peel away the Diablo from the Orphea. Or just fishing for Diablo. The Durance hits the Joe. And she doesn't get rooted. She had Iron Skin. 10 monkeys, 13 monkeys for the side of blue. They're walking in. They don't have Junkrat. So... Lightning Breath popping out. Not gonna kill the Joe, but getting Rhaegar very low. That last auto is gonna connect. They're pretty chunked on the side of blue, but they did get a kill. Linehouse looking to get their mech back. Lots of ults were popped there. They still have Light Bomb. 34 monkeys on the side of 9 to 5. So, looks like this objective is going to go to them. It is a Frozen Punisher, which is a little stronger than the other Punishers. We're probably going to see this fort go down. Especially since the tank is still respawning, and they have black arrows. Okay. Who's going to eat it? Who's going to eat the stun? Junkrat? You won't? Just kidding. It's Diablo. He pops a soul shield right before. The Durance goes out, doesn't actually hit anybody. The mind control onto the Mephisto almost walks into the root from it. Getting a lot of damage output, almost killing the Sylvanas. Almost gets killed themselves as they teleport back. Just getting booped. I love this ambient damage from the Eric. That took a lot of structure. And so, D.Va's just been having to deal with this bribe. Unfortunate. More camps for blue team. And they're gonna get level 16 pretty soon. And that's gonna be that percent damage talent for Orphea. The 5% heal for that Johanna. And 6% on the bite. I would be a sad Diablo. Okay, this is an illegal Orphea flip. Into... No, not into it. Linehouse getting pulled. So they're grouped up really well because these heroes have been having to lane against the Vikings. Nothing too brutal has happened yet since 9 to 5 has gotten level 16, and we do see that was jump on Vikings. They just used it under the tower. This bottom lane's getting pushed out a lot. Linehouse having to leave after getting comboed by Johanna. So a lot of stuff happening under the fort here. D.Va's about to lose their mech. They lose their mech. Lightning Breath onto Durance target. Sylvanas able to dash away. And Orphea's so deep in this backline, trying to kill the D.Va. If there was a death to be punished by... Unfortunately, the boot gets stopped by that Iron Skin. And looks like they want to boot her backwards, which is massive. Dodges the root because of the Diablo charge, but they do get that light bomb off. Oh, the dodge! Okay, sick escape. Sick escape by the Rhaegar. That always feels good. Getting that mount value. The insta mount value. And for that level 16 on the side of Heroic, we do see Spread Volley. explode Q on that Mephisto, and the second pull, which is pretty big for Anduin. So, pretty important talent here for all of these heroes. Junkrat going and killing Eric. Rip Eric. And this guy looks like he wants to revive. They're invading this camp. Johanna's not up for 7 more seconds. They kind of look like they'll want to fight it without their tank. Nobody else is hitting it. Man's Endurance onto the Rhaegar. I don't know about the Q first, but Rhaegar is going to go down. And the Blessed misses. And the mind control onto the Diva. This was going so well for Red Team, but it just ended up being even. Oh, the Vikings don't want to be giving Mephisto those resets, and Mephisto's getting pulled. Riptire gets some decent damage off. Okay. Objective getting started. Looks like it's probably the Mortar Punisher. Combo onto the Johanna. Doing a good job of dodging Mephisto's stuff. Mind control onto the Anduin, but into the Durance. Is Red Team going to be able to finish off these kills? They are so incredibly low. No! That's insane. Didn't even have Rhaegar. Probably miscommunication there in terms of who they're actually hitting. Sylvanas doing a great job of diving this back line. And Vikings getting major value here in the off lane. Level 20s are online for 95. They do get that Punisher. It's a Mortar Punisher. We see Blinded by the Light, Eldritch Conduit, which is massive power spike for Orphea. They did not take Nordic, by the way. Farseer's Blessing and Withering Barrage. So, Blue and the Beta Males, they have a whole level to go through before level 20, so they have to play very patiently. They have to give out all their outer structures. Okay. Getting jumped, the Durance misses. And the Riptire going out, hitting 2 people, kind of mitigating what the mind control could have been. Because the mind control did land on the Diablo. Balog's AFK top, free fort. And there's still 2/3 of a level until level 20. Blues camp. Sorry, that's a bad meme. Sneaky Balog. And you know, they're right to be just sitting here. There's nothing else for them to do. All the camps have been taken. Any level 20. It's time to go. Probably gonna fish for mind control here. Doesn't quite connect, but it's a very good shot. Level 20s are online for Blue and the Beta Males. We see Hellgate from the Diablo, Mimic from the Mephisto, Censure from the Johanna, Blessed Shield getting popped here, Diva getting pulled. So, missing Blessed Shield, missing Mind Control. But otherwise, most of the other ults are up. And Diva's still kind of trading here with the Vikings. I'm a little surprised to see the Censure. Oh, I heard Mind Control go off. Lots of damage coming out from the Mephisto. Likely has a full reset here. Probably going to want to go back in, but not sure how safe it is. Durance does not land, though I thought it was going to. They were all kind of clumped up there. Orphea finishing that level 7 Dread quest. That's a dead Viking. Rip Olaf. Now we're kind of seeing the value of Vikings being in every lane falter here because their red team is just sitting behind their wall. Like there's only so much that Vikings can actually push. Massive pull onto the Diablo. They use Blessed, Crushing Jaws, and Mind Control. So again, a lot of big buttons. Diablo looks like maybe they want to fish, knowing that all of those buttons went off. I wonder if Vikings, at some point, are ever just going to just bring all three to the team fight. Okay, that some point is now. There's one respawning. The Durance lands onto the Orphea. She gets cleansed, but she just dies. Massive burst, including the lightning breath. Riptire going in. That is not Riptire resets, by the way, though they would have gotten it. It's Cannonball. So combo onto the Joe, but she gets a Deathstroll bite onto the Diablo with a 6% Rhaegar bite. But he's going to Hellgate away from the Rhaegar. Okay. So Viking said, you know what? I came in the team fight. I'm gone. We lost. But, you know, not to be too concerned for 9 to 5. They have literally every structure left, minus that one. And so they have Black Arrow, so they said, we're just going to take a keep or two. Very good on them. This is what you do when you have Sylvanas. I mean, sending Junkrat alone was clearly not enough, but it's hard to know that, and so they realized that and they started backing. And so they might lose 2 keeps here. Oh shit, I'm so sorry for the lag. The light bomb goes off. I don't think it connects with anybody. The Censure misses, but the Mimic is deleting Johanna. So Johanna's gonna go down. They did get a keep, and they got almost all of this keep. However, a Frozen Punisher is walking down top lane with Johanna dead for 50 seconds. So I think blue team needs to hold. They need to hold as best as they can. Ideally, they walk away with the keep. Oh, she jumps the Punisher. I love it. Micro missiles onto the Orphea. Mimic trying to kill the Orphea. Oh, the Lightning Breath turns away from the Orphea. I feel like she would have died there. And the Riptire misses too. And Diva is dead. Mephisto is almost dead. They look like they're going in a little deep here, but the Punisher is fighting for them. The tower's off. The Durance hits the Rhaegar. Mimic is in there, but they get stunned by the Crushing Jaws. Orpheus very loud. The Hellgate just to secure the kill. The Punisher jumps onto Sylvanas. And Johanna's back up, but Orphea is not. But look at this core, guys. Look at it. Look, they've got to go, but 39%? And now Diablo has souls, so he's obviously going to die here. But Vikings really put the pressure on. It seems like it's more their style to just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Keep splitting, instead of eventually bringing them back. And so far it's been working out for them. It ended up being 36% core left for Blue and the Beta Males. So Junkrat doing their homework, hitting the camps. I'll stop showing these talents. You guys don't need them anymore. Okay. All the camps on the map have been taken. Blue has more waves pushed out. They've got 2 camps on the board. Red team has 1. And they're crashing into each other. Vikings with the 250k siege damage. And the 48,000 experience. Now that's value. Okay, Black Arrow's getting popped. Spread Volley getting popped. Thank you for the follow. My camera is covering up the alert. I gotta move that. Let me move that. Apologies. Okay, there's a Kata here. Andy's dealing with it, but they see Andy on the other side of the map. Sorry for the frame lag. And so they kind of walked up, and then red team had to walk back. It's gonna be a long one, guys. Red team knowing that all the lane pressure is on them. So they have to be near the lanes. Especially when their core is so low. They're getting engaged upon. Blessed Shield getting popped. Mimic looking for some damage. Combo onto the Joe. She pops Iron Skin and she gets the cleanse. From the Rhaegar, the Purge. Looks like they want one of these Vikings. They use Blinded by the Light Shield, but it doesn't save him. And so I feel like one person has to babysit the Vikings when the core is this low. So really, it's a 4v5. Crushing Jaws is major onto the back line here. Now Diablo's a little bit alone. Cannot get pulled. Probably doesn't want to. Riptire coming out. And Orphea just killing the Riptire. It's a 70-second cooldown gone for free. Orphea's killing it here. Mimic doing a lot of damage onto the Johanna. The Q onto the Johanna gets freaking stopped by Iron Skin. It's nasty. Vikings are onto this 8 to win. And that was so incredibly clutch by the Vikings. And so Diablo is soul shielding away. And everybody's getting knocked down like dominoes. They didn't have Diva, but they had Vikings. And so GG is being called. Diablo's fighting for it. Oh my goodness, that percent damage is crazy. That's gonna be game 2. Whole series going to 9-5. Very nicely done. Love that Viking move. I mean, that's a classic Vikings move. Be like, surprise! I'm here in the back line. And then you kill them, and then they're like, no, I'm still here. Yeah, it's really insane. I mean, they didn't even take the level 20. Play again, play again. They just took the one play again. So, pretty sick. Very nice game. A boat appears through the fog, but it's not a long boat. Some really good Vikings play. Let me close that prediction out for you guys. Let's see, let's see. Okay, I'm so glad at least 2 people predicted. You're mostly getting your points back, but congrats. Congrats. That was a really spicy game. Bully and the Beta Males really held out as much as they could. Yeah, but you know what? I would say Orphea is kind of the MVP here. She was just sniping everybody, landing the Qs from minute 1, landing the 90% on point Qs from minute 1. And this seems like a hero you would want to ban against this team. Yeah. Well, GG's. I actually don't know if anybody else is streaming right now. I don't think so. I think I'm the last one. I'm the last one. Let's see if there's anybody else we can raid for y'all. No, I won't send you guys to Fan. I won't do it. I'm kidding. I love Fan. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the VOD.